Our next speaker is a University of Idaho law student. Please welcome Audrey Faunce.
Hi everyone. So I'm a little cold, so let's see how I can get through this without shivering while I'm up here. Okay, so I first wanted to thank all the speakers before me. It's a common assertion that youth are our future, and we can see it now more than ever, especially with the youth that are up on this stage. And I hope that we continue to follow their guidance and leadership. So I have been asked to speak at this event because I am a UI student that has been involved with community events like this in the past. However, I am on the outskirts of the groups most affected by school shootings since I am almost done with my education. I do not feel as thoroughly equipped to talk to you about that as the students before me, so I'm going to talk to you about some issues that I studied and researched in undergrad, because I studied sociology, that relate to the issue at hand. So easy access to guns is undoubtedly a huge problem in our society and a huge contributor to gun violence inside and outside of schools. I want us to discuss some of the underlying social issues behind mass shootings in America. 130 mass shootings have been reported since 1966, and only 3 of those were committed by women. Yeah. Some of the common narratives to explain why we have so many mass shootings touch upon mental health and, more recently, bullying and isolation within schools. I am a huge supporter of comprehensive mental health care and resources for those who are victims of bullying. However, I do not believe that these are the main roots of the problem. 127 men have committed mass shootings in the last 52 years, even though women and other groups suffer from mental illnesses at a similar rate, and even though women, LGBTQ folks, people of color, and immigrants are bullied even more than men in schools. So why would the numbers show this group as the main perpetrator of mass shootings if other groups are bullied and isolated as well? It is because mental health and bullying aren't the only problems, although they play a part. Sorry. A large social aspect of this is actually toxic masculinity. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with this term, toxic masculinity is the idea that society teaches men to act in a certain way based on their gender. We as a society have created this box of what it means to be a real man and expect men and boys to fit inside of it, no matter what the cost is to their mental health and identity. It is the way our society has operated for some time, unfortunately. Examples of some ideal traits from the real man box include the idea that men are not supposed to cry or express any emotions outside of anger. The idea that men are providers and protectors, and that they are only interested in one thing, and very aggressively so. These are definitely harmful boxes to be put into. Telling boys that they should not cry or show affection results in lack of emotional literacy. Telling them always to be strong and to protect others results in underreporting of mental illness and suicidal thoughts. Continuing the narrative that sexuality in men is and should be aggressive results in the idea that violence, especially against women, is the norm. An example, many of the mass shooters over the last several years have had histories of domestic violence. In addition, if a man doesn't fit into this box, he is attacked for not being a real man. Can you see how harmful these narratives are to both men and our society at large? Of course, just the enforcement of these narratives are not the only factor in mass shootings. Easy access to guns is obviously instrumental in mass shootings. So is the feeling of entitlement, to the best that society has to offer. So this comes in hand with the privilege of being a man. This entitlement, gun laws that put our communities in danger, lack of resources for mental illness, as well as a belief that violence is the norm is what really causes mass shootings. So what can we do? Fathers, be role models for your sons. Parents, teach your boys to cry when they need to and seek help from people they trust. Teach them to talk about their feelings and make your home a safe place for discussions about mental health. Teach them to respect women. Teach them that they are not entitled to a woman's body. Teach them that the box is an impossible ideal and no one actually falls into it. Teach them what healthy masculinity is. Teach them that it is okay to like pink, it is okay to be gay, it is okay to be trans, it is okay to wear makeup. It really, really is. Teach them kindness and awareness and safety, whether they have access to guns or not. Let's teach men and boys that violence is not masculine, it is not good, it is not the way to deal with our problems. Teach your white boys that white does not equal better and they should stand alongside all of their peers. Teach them that they are no more entitled to things in society than anyone else. Raise boys that are mentally and emotionally equipped for what life will throw at them. If we change this, then these young folks will change society. They already have, we just need to keep providing them with the tools and resources to do so. So I also want to bring up one final point that is not directly connected to what I had discussed before, but I think that it is really, really important. I want to address the fact that Black teens have long been fighting against gun violence in their homes, neighborhoods, schools, and gun violence at the hands of police. So this has been going on for decades, and our media, government, and other institutions have pushed their voices down. So if you are here fighting for gun regulations and fighting for the rights and the lives of these teens, I want you to think about how you can and how you have also fought alongside with and under the leadership of Black teens and Black communities, and I hope to see you at the next Black Lives Matter March.